So I found this article over at Vox called Persuasive Proof That America is Full of Racist and Selfish People. It's not really that persuasive, and I wouldn't even call it proof. But let's go through it. So it's basically, it references an interview between the author Sean Illing and a guy named Seth Stevens Davidowitz. Basically, this guy has done a lot of research into Google Trends and claims that we can find a lot more information from them than we actually can. So Google Trends, we'll go through them first. Google Trends right here. If you've never heard of it, basically Google keeps track of everything that's searched, keeps it in a big database. You can find out what's searched, how often it's searched, if it was searched more yesterday than today, what other people search compared to another search. Like here, for example, we can type in memes, and we can see here, interest over time. Obviously, memes are becoming much more popular. Who would have thought that? Scroll down. That's interesting. You can actually see that Mexico apparently loves memes, or loves searching memes more than any other country right now. Interesting. But yeah, Mexico, El Salvador shows all the memes being searched. Related topics: meme, humor, internet meme, Trump. Hey, memes. Something Mexican, SpongeBob, Joe Biden, all Biden memes. Related queries, you can see related searches similar to memes, funny memes, just meme. Facebook memes, Los memes, which I believe is the memes. Dank memes, or dank memes, more Spanish. Apparently the Spanish loves memes. So this is how it works. You can kind of just search anything, and it'll tell you how people search it. But anyways, notice here, it doesn't actually give you a number. That's not the number of people. It just shows you by comparison. But anyways, back to the article. So now that we know a bit about Google Trends and that they show us the trends of searches and they don't show us causation, they don't give us context or anything like that, all they really do is just tell us what people search, how often they search it, things related to what we're searching, and basic stuff like that. We can learn a bit of interesting stuff from it, but we can't really say this is why people are searching things. So with that in mind, let's go through this. The author says, in 2016, when the Republican primaries were just beginning, most pundits and pollsters did not believe Trump could win. After all, he had insulted veterans, women, minorities, and countless other constituencies. Now, my issue with this is, one, give a citation. I understand that it's kind of debatable that you would consider that common knowledge, but I mean, when I write things, I would cite something like that. Like, give me at least one article for each of them. Like, what are you referring to when you mean this? And on top of that, it's very misleading. When he's talking about insulting women, I mean, is he insulting all women? Well, no. Has he insulted certain women? Yes. But these are two completely different things, keep in mind. One might say, oh, he insulted a woman, and he insulted another woman, and he insulted a third woman. He doesn't like these three women. Or you might say, oh, he insulted all women, so he's a sexist, which I imagine is what this article is trying to get by. But yeah, cite this. Like, go more into depth about this. Don't just say it in passing and not actually cite anything to do with it. Like, you're pushing a narrative here. You're just saying, yeah, he's insulted people and he's a bad person, but that's taken for granted. No, like, cite that. Anyway, but Stephen Davidowitz saw clues in his Google research that suggested Trump was far more serious than many suppose. Searches containing racist epithets and jokes were spiking across the country during Trump's primary run, and not merely in the South, but in upstate New York, western Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio, rural Illinois, West Virginia, and industrial Michigan. Note how he says racist epithets and jokes. Racist jokes are not spread around entirely by racist people. Certain types of racist jokes, like the joke is that racism is bad. Like like 90% of these racist memes on the internet that you would call racist, the joke is that racism is bad. Like, it's a type of dark humor. Like, when dark humor relies on the fact that the thing being brought up is bad. So right off the bat, that makes me think he's being a bit misleading. He's saying, oh, there's so much racism going on, but he's including jokes. And again, we have no way of knowing if someone searches racist joke if that person is racist. We have no idea. Could be a lot, could be a little. Trends are not enough to show us one way or the other. Stevens Davidowitz saw in the Google Trends data a racially polarized electorate and one primed to respond to the ethno-nationalist rhetoric of Trump. Let me repeat that. Ethno-nationalist rhetoric. Citation. Citation, please? Just one? No? No? No citation? Okay. Okay. Because there is no citation. There is no citation. You know what? In fact, here we go. Ethno-nationalist Trump. Let's see what we get. Let's see if we can find a source here quick. 1, his supporters are ethno-nationalists. 2, ethno-nationalism supports his presidency. Steve Bannon is a nationalist. The urgency of ethnic nationalism. What is ethno-nationalism? The Americans government by white national. None of these are calling Trump an ethno-nationalist. Like, this is not common. If it's common knowledge, I can Google it and get the first 6 things, the first 5 of the 6 things at least, saying, hey, this is a thing. No. It might be talking about his supporters, which a certain percentage of his supporters are probably white nationalists. Not even probably, they are. Like a certain percentage. A very small percentage. Very tiny. But some. But you're saying Trump is throwing around ethno-nationalist rhetoric. Please cite that. Please cite that. Please. Oh my God. Okay, there were earlier signs too. On Obama's 2008 election night, Stevens Davidowitz found that 1 in every 100 Google searches that included the word Obama also included KKK or the N-word. Searches for racist websites like Stormfront also spiked. Okay, so first off, you say 1 in every 100 Google searches. You group KKK and the N-word, those 2 search types, into 1 in 100. I want to know, like, of that 1 in 100, is it like half and half? Half Obama KKK, half Obama N-word? Is it like 99% KKK, 1%? Like, I want to know. That's important, because the people saying Obama N-word, that I can't really excuse that. Like, I have no idea. I can't really think of any reason that someone would search that if they weren't racist. I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I hate calling people racist that possibly aren't. But yeah, I can't really defend that. What I can defend is searching Obama KKK. So what I did find was back during the 2008 election, apparently the KKK was saying, like, hey, Obama's presidency might be a good thing. So, I mean, if that were true, the first thing I would have done back in 2008, and I wasn't paying attention to politics back in 2008, that's why I didn't. But if that was true, that the KKK was actually saying, hey, Obama's presidency might be a good thing, what I would do on election night, I would Google Obama KKK to see what they were saying. I mean, it's just out of curiosity, not because I want to join the KKK. And considering their numbers have been continuously falling, and we see no evidence of a huge spike in membership after his election, at least none that lasted, as far as I can tell, we know there's probably not a bunch of closet racists out there searching Obama KKK. Some of them maybe, but this means nothing because there is no context here. Searches for racist websites like Stormfront also spiked. Yes, I mean, Stormfront, as far as I can tell, is a white nationalist news website. If it's election night, I imagine its entire audience is going to search for that website on that day. That explains the spike. That's what happens. Anyways. There was a darkness and hatred that was hidden from traditional sources, Stephen Davidowitz says. Those searches are hard to reconcile with a society in which racism is a small factor. It's not that hard because you haven't given context as to why people are searching that. You're saying they're racist, but are they really? Okay, and down here is just excerpts of the interview. I'll go through a few things here. Overall, he goes into other topics, and that's not really important to me right now. What's important is the focus of the article, which is the whole racism accusation, but So we'll skim through this quick. I've done a lot of research on racism, for example, and I was shocked by how frequently people make racist searches, particularly for jokes mocking African Americans. This concealed ugliness can predict a lot of behaviors, particularly in the political realm. Again, jokes. 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 Jokes do not imply racism. I mean, does this guy spend any time on meme pages? There are so many, racist meme pages. In that the jokes themselves are racist. I would not say the people are racist. Yes, let me correct that. I'm not calling memes racist. I'm saying there are memes out there where the joke in itself is racist. But you do not need to be a racist to be like, oh, that's a funny joke. Like, part of the joke is, hey, that's racist. That's bad. That's the joke. But that seems like the big part of this article. Like, such a big part of the article that the guy's like, people are making jokes that are racist. Therefore, racism. That may sound like, okay, I can see his logic, but it's a little bit more detailed than that. Anyways. The first thing was that the level of racism in this country was a lot higher than I had realized. I think a lot of people thought that Trump would be done as soon as he started saying all these racially charged things. I think when you look at this internet data, you see the demand for this type of material. Demand for the... Okay, demand for what type of material? Are you saying demand for racism, or are you saying demand for anti-political correctness? I expect that has a lot more to do with it than actual racism. You say racially charged, Trump is not a racist. I mean, I understand that there's like this limited Overton window of what you're allowed to say, and if you go outside it, that means you're a racist. But again, he's throwing out the whole Trump is a racist thing, and that means he's done. Well, it's not that Trump is a racist, because he's not. It's that he said something that people didn't like. Some people didn't like. The people in power didn't like. So they were like, hey, this guy's a racist. Normally what happens when a politician says something that people don't like, that, again, when I say people, I mean like the media, the people in power. When they say things that go against the flow, generally they're like, the media is like, oh, this person's a racist. And then the person that said it is like, oh, I apologize. And then that's pretty much the end of it. Trump was like, no, screw you. He didn't apologize. That was the whole thing. He never said, oh, I'm sorry, I said a racist thing. He's like, no, I deny that what I said was even racist. And he's right, it's not. Okay, let's keep going. More things about surveys. Surveys. Here we go. People are Islamophobic, but there's not that many of them. That's essentially what this next few paragraphs are. People search Islamophobic things, but by people, I mean a very small portion of people. So what he's saying is he found a fringe group of people that hate Muslims. So, I mean, there's a fringe group of everything that hates everything. Like, there's so many tiny fringe groups that's why they don't matter. Like, we know they exist. We know there are flat earthers out there. They're a small group. And he's saying, oh, there are just Islamophobic groups that just say they search Muslims are evil. I hate Muslims or kill Muslims. Then he says it's a very small group. Exactly, it's a very small group. That's the thing. And yet he does have a point in that, yes, they can commit hate crimes or even murder Muslims, but I think we have a bit bigger problem than that. I don't think hate crimes against Muslims are the biggest problem right now. Sure, that's a problem, but you're missing the elephant in the room, dude. Okay, and then the last thing, which I think is kind of funny. Basically, he's saying people selfishly hate Trump, not selflessly. People don't hate Trump because of what he's going to do to other people. They hate Trump because of what he's going to do to them or something like that. Let's see. People like to say that they're anxious about more global concerns about Trump and what he might do to the world, rather than their selfish concerns about one's own economics or health or legal problems. Well, that's what people do. That's the problem with voters. They tend to vote for themselves. Well, I wouldn't even say problem. It can be a problem. People tend to vote for themselves in their own self-interest, rather than for the interest of the globe as a whole. I mean, that's the whole thing with democracy, that, hey, you get mob rule, people generally vote for special privileges for them. They'll vote for whatever makes them special, not what's best for the world or something like that. That's democracy. But yeah, honestly, it just keeps going on about trends and abortions, which that's not what I wanted to focus on here. But one last thing. I can't help but notice this over here. Report. President Trump is now under investigation for obstruction of justice. I just want to point that out before I finish up here. So basically, President Trump is now under investigation for obstruction of justice. Remember all those times before when we said he was? Well, he's not really. He wasn't back when we said he was. But now that we say he was, he is. Dear God, it's the boy who cried wolf in a nutshell. Like, my God. He's now under investigation. No, he's not. Okay, he's not. But now he is. No, he's not. Okay, he wasn't before, but now we know he is. Oh, my God. Maybe that'll be for another day. Who knows? But that's about it. If you... These people, that's just... oh, my God. Such narratives. Just... These people don't get outside much, do they? Like, they don't think that, hey, the whole Trump is a racist thing might actually be questionable. They're just so absorbed in their own narrative. It's like, But anyway, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, I'm going to do plenty more of these. There we go. That might be episode 3 right there. But if you like the video, please give it a like. If you have a criticism, please leave it in the comments section. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know if I made a mistake. If you enjoy these and want to see more, subscribe to my channel. I want to do at least one per week. Hopefully 2 or 3 if I get more time and I get better at learning how to edit. But yeah, at least one a week. If you want, you can follow me on social media at minds.com/nkreider, twitter.com/@libertyknack, knack being N-A-K. I'm on medium.com/libertyknack, Facebook, fb.me/libertyknack, or if you just want to search Nathan A. Kreider, it's my name in the search box on Facebook. My website is nkreider.com, first initial last name, nkreider.com. Anything I do is posted on that site. Yeah, thank you so much for watching.